Okay? All right, so here we go, our practice quiz. Oh, Matthew's already started. What is the first thing we want to do when we look at this practice quiz problem? What's the first thing we want to do with
We can
it?
make it easier.
What?
We can make it easier.
What does that mean?
So right here, how there's x squared minus 4.
Uh-huh.
And this is x plus 2, and that's x minus 2.
Uh-huh.
So why don't we just change this to x minus 2, x plus 2?
That's exactly right. Very good, Emma. She says we're going to factor the denominator. Did you come late, Evan?
Yes.
Did you have a pass?
Thank you.
Thank you. Okay? So we're going to factor that denominator. That's a mistake some of you made on your quiz. If the denominators factor them. Because like Emma said, that makes it easier. How does it make it easier? Well, yeah, these two are the factors you already have, right? So we're going to multiply everything by x minus 2, x plus 2. Some of you are so lazy, you don't write this down. When your grade's at stake, take a minute, write it down, and then physically cancel what will cancel, and write down what's left. Cancel and write down what's left. Cancel and write down what's left. Now, does anyone have a question about that? We all good? So then what do we do?
Distribute and solve.
So x squared minus 2x minus 1 equals 2x plus 4. Andy, you with us? Yes. So now what? What do we do now? We have an x squared equation. So what has to happen? It's got to be set equal to 0. So we're going to move the 2x over. That is not 0, people. You're subtracting 2x. So that's negative 4x minus 5. Then we have a choice, don't we, Ava? What can we do? She's going like this. She needs factor, right? We can factor. What else could we do if maybe it didn't factor or if you didn't know how to factor it? We could use the quadratic formula, right? So this one does factor, though, not too badly. And we end up with two answers, don't we? Yeah. X equals 5 or x equals negative 1. And then what's the very last thing we have to do? No, we have to graph. We have to check to make sure that they're not extraneous. These are not extraneous. These are good answers. When they're extraneous, it means you put it right back in and it makes a 0. And clearly 5 and negative 1 aren't going to make anything 0 in the bottom. It's the bottom we care about, right? So that's our answer. We're done. Anybody have a question about that?
So if we got 2 and negative 2 as our answers, then we're going to have an answer?
Yep.
Does that have to be 0 for everything for it to be extraneous?
No, it makes any denominator 0. Any denominator 0. You have to get rid of it. All right, turn it over. This is the new, this is the one we haven't had on a quiz yet. This is review quiz. Already did one of those. But this is new. All right, take a look at it. I tried to trick you on this. What do you have to do first?
Minus over.
That's exactly right. In an inequality, guys, you've got to have a 0. So you're going to move that 2 over. And then Ava, right? Now we're going to factor it. X plus 2 minus 1. one. This is an inequality. So now we draw our number line.
Yeah.
We're going to put 2 dots on the number line. Open or closed?
Closed.
Closed. Both of them closed. The dots will be at -2 and +1. Now I need to figure out where to shade. Some of you already know, but in case you're getting confused by all the little tricks and all that, you can always check. Let's pick a number like 3. 3. That would give me 5 times 2. Is 10 bigger than 0?
Yeah.
Yep. So that means I shade out here and I shade back here. So some of you already knew that, and that's great.
Wait, how'd you change it?
If you put 3 in,
Oh.
so your answer is everything less than or equal to -2 or greater than or equal to 1. If you want to write that as an interval, that's up to you. You don't have to. But if you want to, it would be written like this. As an interval. The picture is not going to be good enough for your final answer. You have to either write this or write this. Anybody have a question about that? James Wayne.
So for questions where it has like 3 points in it instead of just 2, well, is it the same concept where it's every other one? Or
Every other one. You have to check to see the first. You got to check 1, but yes, then it's every other one. The only time that it won't be every other one is if one of your factors has a squared on it. If one of these ends up having a squared on the factor, then you have to check every single, you have to plug a number into every single section because there's no rule for it if they're squared. All right, so let me see. Let me hand back yesterday's real quick, and let's see how we did. This is out of 6. So we need to figure out what we did wrong. James Wayne. Does anybody have a question about one of these problems? You missed it and you don't know why.
What was it out of?
6. Kevin, what quiz are you?
C. Let's see, but
No, it would be 1, 2, 3, or 4 up in the left-hand corner.
2.7.
No, up in the right-hand corner. I'm sorry, up in the right-hand corner. 3.
But it's not like I didn't get it wrong. It's just what the circle, like when you circled this here, I didn't understand what it was.
Okay, so you did get it wrong. That's the wrong number. So let's go through it. Let's go ahead and do. We'll do one more of these practice ones because there were some 6s and that's good, but there weren't enough 6s. We need to get this figured out. So problem on quiz number 3. The problem on quiz number 3 was this. Now, we always want to take Emma's advice And if our denominator factors, we need to factor it. But none of these denominators factor, so we don't have to worry about that. We're going to jump right in and multiply. And what would we multiply by? N and n plus 3. Some kids got confused because they thought since there were 2 n's, they had to multiply by 2 n's. No, you have to multiply by whatever will cancel the denominators. Will that denominator cancel out? Yep. Will this one cancel out? Yep. Will that one cancel out? We're done. We're good. So we have n plus 2, n plus 3, plus n plus 5 equals negative 1, n plus 3. That's the part that's left, Jalen. That's the part that's left after I multiply. Okay, so what do I do here? FOIL? So n squared plus 5n plus 6. Distribute here and distribute here. Now what? Collect like terms. So I have, is that 2n squared? Plus 10n plus 6. So 2n squared, I'll add n to both sides. Add 3 to both sides. Factor, very good. Can you see how it factors?
9 and 1.
Yeah, it does factor pretty easily. Yep. So what are my answers? -1 or what's the other one?
Positive 9, or negative 9.
Not negative 9.
9 halves.
Negative 9 halves, yep. Remember, on these kind of different factors, if you can't do it in your head, that's fine. Set it equal to 0 and solve it.
I forgot there was a 9 there. Or 2 there.
Are either one of those extraneous in this problem?
Yeah.
Nope. So we're good to go, and those are the answers to the problem. Okay, Evan?
Yep.
Okay. You ready?
Yup.
You say with enthusiasm, bring it on, Mrs. Ford, bring it on.